DACA and on TPS and what many in this base have called amnesty if he gets money for the wall?
You know, Leland, I think this really is a delicate balance because the president does want to come to the table here with an offer. He wants to show that, unlike the Democrats, he's not the obstructionist here. Ever since November of 2016, when Hillary Clinton didn't win the election, the Democrats have taken this really obstructionist tack. And to say that they care about these workers that are displaced really isn't accurate. We've seen Nancy Pelosi going on a vacation to Hawaii. We've seen the Democrats going off to Puerto Rico. And now they had this big overseas trip scheduled when these workers were about to lose their second paycheck. So this is an important issue.
Erin, to that point, Nancy Pelosi has been on record saying not $1 for the wall. President Trump now conceivably at 4 p.m. going to make some kind of offer. Rule number one of negotiating, don't negotiate against yourself. And it seems as though now, does this seem in a sense of sort of begging the Democrats to come back to the table? Why not just wait them out and force them to come back and beg for a deal? Is this admitting defeat in one way or another?
You know, I don't think so. And we also have to remember something, Leland, here. We're talking about the man who wrote Art of the Deal.
Well, just because you wrote the book doesn't mean you're the master of it.
I mean, I would agree to disagree on that one. I think he pretty much is the master negotiator here, and the people, the Nancys and Chucks of the world, really.
Hold on. He hasn't been able to get a deal with a Republican Congress over immigration and border wall funding. He wasn't able to get a deal with a Republican Congress over repeal and replace of Obamacare. So in terms of actually making deals down on the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue, things haven't worked out so well.
Well, I think there's a myriad of factors that go into all of that. And I think today what he is trying to show in the negotiation tactic that he is using is that, look, I am willing to work with you. We should all try to work together here. We have workers that are displaced. People are literally not collecting paychecks here. And what have the Democrats done? They've gone on vacation. So I think he's trying to show, hey, we all have to work together to get a deal done.
Okay, so does he have, how much wiggle room, back to my first question, does he have with the Freedom Caucus here and with some of the hardliners, a la Tim Cotton, Senator Cotton, pardon me, in the Senate?
It's hard to say, and I wish I could give you a solid answer, but I don't think there is one yet. I think that's why they're going to sit down and talk here. I don't think there is an answer yet. I think it's going to be a matter of sitting down and hammering it out.
Interesting you say that in terms of hammering it out, because we've gotten so close before on these grand bargains for immigration, and every time the train seems to derail right before there is some kind of final deal. You talk to Democrats and they'll say the Republicans and the president has pulled the rug out from under them. On the other hand, you listen to the Republicans and say the Democrats won't give for border wall funding. How much money does the president have to get to declare victory?
You know, I don't know that these facts are these.
But Erin, this is the problem, right? And that is that deals have to have specifics. You can't just say we're going to build a wall. There has to be a dollar number that people are okay with. There has to be a number of DACA recipients that get either amnesty or temporary protected status. The details are important here, and I'm not hearing that from you.
And I'm not hearing it from anyone. It's specifically Nancy Pelosi who keeps saying $0.
But you know what the bigger point is? Hold on, Erin. But if the president's going to make an offer here, doesn't he need to be the one to offer those specifics and say this is what the deal's going to be about?
I think what he's using is these DACA folks to try to get Nancy Pelosi to say a number greter than zero. When you're up against zero, a million, a billion, a trillion times zero is still zero. So I'm sorry, she's not coming to the table at all.
$1 million for the wall, since it's better than zero, is enough to give DACA recipients amnesty and citizenship?
Certainly not. However, at the end of the day, here's the... Oh, no, I certainly didn't. I said a million, a billion, a trillion times zero is still zero.
Okay,
I
understand the math issue here, but again,
certainly. The greater point here is this.
Go ahead.
The greater point is this. We've had 21 government shutdowns in the history of our great country. And at the end of the day, in 5, 10, 15 years down the road, the American people aren't going to remember the minutia of this government shutdown. What they will remember is that the 45th president of the United States, Donald Trump, is the one that wanted to make our borders safe and secure again.
If he gets the money for a wall and if it gets built. ERIN Elmore, appreciate your time. As always,
Thank
we
you.
watch the president come down the steps of Air Force One, heading over to Marine One, now an hour and 50 minutes ahead of his planned address to the nation.